This is Still Here Hollywood's 10-minute takes, bite-sized chapters of our favorite chats with the stars. I'm Steve Kmetko. Here's the second of 6 chapters with actor and host Jerry O'Connell from Jerry Maguire.
You know, one of my daughters said she wants to get into acting. She's a teenager.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I really am. I think acting is. Acting, and that's the only thing I really know about showbiz. I mean, I guess I'm a talk show host now, but acting is sort of our thing. My wife and I, family business, if you will. And I think it's really good for young people to get into, like I was.
Very young.
I was very young. I was in Stand By Me when I was 12, you know. I think it's good because it teaches you about rejection really early, and you audition all the time and you get nothing. And you get, 1%, I don't even know what the percent is, 0.001% of every at-bat that you get. And I think that's a really healthy thing. It just teaches you to be nimble. It teaches you to be not set in what your goals are. I mean, again,
Teaches you how to take rejection many times.
I mean, again, getting back to the theme of Still Here, it teaches you how to sort of move and groove with the times.
You know, I was looking at clips of Jerry Maguire getting ready for today, and it's been a while since I saw it. I went to a screening, I remember. I think it was at Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the movie. And then I went on the junket and interviewed Tom and Cuba.
Sure.
Looking at it, I forgot all the people who were in it.
Yeah.
You know, Cuba.
Yep.
Tom.
Sure.
Renee.
Sure. Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, who's gone on to win a couple of Oscars.
Sure. Bonnie Hunt.
Bonnie Hunt.
Jay Moore.
What was the young kid, the little boy?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
That's it.
Yep.
But that movie's a classic.
Yeah, it was a classic. It is a classic. I've been really fortunate. I've been a part of a couple of classics.
Stand By Me is thought
Stand By Me is a classic. Yeah. Jerry Maguire's a classic. I mean, I think it's a classic. Scream 2, is people still talk about it. They're doing, the whole cast is doing conventions still to this day, you know. People make a living from being in that movie. I've been really fortunate. I had a hot streak there.
Yes, nice resume.
For a minute, yeah.
What do you remember from Stand By Me?
I remember how much fun I had doing it. I remember being a young adult. I was 11 when we made it. That's young. And I remember pretty much immediately realizing that up until that point in my life, everything that I was doing that was getting me in trouble, speaking out in class, speaking out when not being called on, being loud, talking too much, having too much energy, not sitting on my hands, all those things that I was always getting in trouble for were celebrated on a movie set. Come in with energy, have more energy, talk out of turn, come up with suggestions, come up with ideas. There are no bad ideas. It was the only place that my personality was celebrated up until that point in my life. This is in the mid 80s, so they called me hyperactive. I guess now there's other words for it, other more medically accurate terms. But,
ADHD.
Yeah. But then they called me hyperactive, and I remember on my dad's bookshelf, he had a book, Why is Your Child Hyperactive? It's like some book that I think some coworker gave to him, you know, like Hey, here you get a kid of yours is crazy. Here's a book. I mean, I remember the first day doing a scene, the first day. And it was a scene where we were the four boys. It's Stand By Me is about four boys who go to look for a dead body. And I remember we were doing one scene where we're in a junkyard. And I remember we were doing something, and I started ad-libbing. I started as my character, goofing around a little bit at the end of a take. Something happened, and I was goofing around, and Rob Reiner yelled, "Cut," and started walking right toward me. Cut! And he was a big guy. He's
a big guy.
He's a presence, So, the boss yells, "Cut!" and starts marching towards set. And I was like, oh, man, here it goes. He's going to yell at me and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Just stay the lines. Shut up. Sit on your hands. Stop talking out of turn." And he came to set, and he went, "Jerry!" And I was like, oh, man, here it comes. And he went, "More of that. Hey, fellas, you see what he did? That's what I need. I need more of that. Just like that. Every take. Action." And I was celebrated, Steve. And it made me realize, wow, I don't have to hide who I am here. I don't have to change who I am. I don't have to hold anything in.
And a lot of the business here in Hollywood is about being celebrated and being appreciated. And that helps your self-confidence.
Feeling free, really.
Right.
Not feeling constrained, in life and in your personality. So it's so funny. At a very early age, I knew there was an outlet, and I knew that was on a movie set. And I think that drives me every day into waking up and everything, that I know I'll feel most comfortable on a set.
Do you ever run into some of the people you worked with?
Yeah. I run into Will Wheaton a lot. I stay in touch with him. I run into Corey Feldman a lot. I stay in touch with him. Rob Reiner every now and again. I stay in touch with a producer behind the scenes who's one of the founders of Castle Rock, which was the production company that was behind Stand By Me and all those movies that Rob Reiner did back in those days.
Misery, I think Misery was one of them.
A Few Good Men. I mean, all of them. The list goes on and on. When Harry Met Sally.
There's too many to remember.
There's a lot, And there's a guy named Andrew Scheinman that I stay in touch with. Kiefer Sutherland, I love running into him. He played the bad guy in Stand By Me. So I stay in touch with everybody. On social media, I stay in touch with the Phoenix family. River Phoenix, who was in Stand By Me, has sisters and a mom. And I stay in touch with them on social media. But it's...
I interviewed him when he was a kid.
Wow.
What was the movie he made with Christine Lottie, Judd Hirsch?
Running on Empty.
That's it. Yeah, I interviewed him.
He was up for an Academy Award.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Very talented young man.
Very.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
What about Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire was really interesting for me because, I was in Stand By Me. It was a huge hit. I didn't really come from a showbiz family. I didn't come from a showbiz family. They didn't. My parents didn't know how to really follow it up after that. I'm not complaining. I love my parents. I saw them yesterday. We went to brunch. Hi, Mom and Dad. You would think that after Stand By Me, that'd be it. A career is made. But I went to college. I went to high school. I went to college. I started doing a lot of commercials in college. I went to college in New York. I went to New York University. And I auditioned for commercials all the time and became quite successful at doing commercials. And you could make a lot of money doing commercials. And I really, I earned a pretty good living doing commercials. And I wasn't really acting in what they call the scripted world, which is movies and TV. And I got a television show for Fox at the time. This is at the beginning of Fox when they only did programming, I think, Sunday through Thursday. They didn't have programming Friday or Saturday nights, and they only had, I guess they still only have 2 hours of programming. But I did a science fiction show for Fox at the time. And I got an agent. I signed with William Morris. it was a big deal. I was back, and one of the first auditions that my new William Morris agent got me was for Jerry Maguire, to meet Cameron Crowe, who wrote and directed Jerry Maguire. And I auditioned for the agent, who was the agent who fired the football player and all that stuff. And I was 21, I was young. And I got along in the audition process as the agent. And I was really just copying my agent at William Morris that I had just signed with, who was a pretty fast-talking, really good agent. And I met Tom Cruise for a screen test. Screen tests are really big deals. They give you a script. You meet Tom Cruise. I mean, that's a huge deal.
To watch the next chapter, click the box. If you're listening and download our episodes, it should start in a moment.